8 Fun Facts About Betty White. Was Betty, not Elizabeth. On January 17, 1922, in Oak Park, Illinois, the future television icon was born. Betty Marion White, the only child of homemaker Christine Tess, née Ketchikis, and lighting company executive Horace Logan White. In her autobiography If You Ask Me, and of course you won't, White explained her parents named her Betty specifically because they didn't like many of the nicknames derived from Elizabeth. Betty White was a Guinness World Record holder. In the 2014 edition of the record-keeping tome, White was awarded the title of longest TV career for an entertainer female for her more than 70 years in show business. The year before, Guinness gave out longest TV career for an entertainer male to longtime British TV host Bruce Forsyth. As both began their careers in 1939, they'd be neck and neck for the title, were they not separated by gender. White's initial rise to stardom was derailed by World War II. Before she took off on television, White was working in theater, on radio, and as a model. But with World War II, she shelved her ambitions and joined the American Women's Voluntary Services. Her days were devoted to delivering supplies via PX truck throughout the Hollywood Hills, but her nights were spent at rousing dances thrown to give grand send-offs to soldiers set to ship out. Of that era, she told Cleveland magazine, "It was a strange time and out of balance with everything." She was married 3 times. White and her first husband, Dick Barker, were married and divorced in the same year, 1945. After 4 months on Barker's rural Ohio chicken farm, White fled back to Los Angeles and her career as an entertainer. Soon after, she met agent Lane Allen, who became her husband in 1947, and her ex-husband in 1949 after he pushed her to quit show business. She wouldn't marry again until 1963, after she fell for widower/father of 3/game show host Alan Ludden. White originally auditioned for the role of Blanche on The Golden Girls. Producers of the series thought of White for the role of the ensemble's promiscuous party girl because she'd long played the lusty Sue Ann Nivens on The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Meanwhile, they eyed Rue McClanahan for the part of naive country bumpkin Rose Nilland because of her work as the sweet but dopey Vivian Harmon on Maud. Director Jay Sandrich was worried about typecasting, so he asked the two to switch roles in the audition. And just like that, the Golden Girls history was made. If she hadn't been an actor, White would have been a zookeeper. Hands down, she confessed in a 2014 interview. This should come as little surprise to those aware of White's reputation as an avid animal lover and activist. Not only did she try to visit the local zoo of wherever she traveled, but she was also a supporter of the farm animal reform movement and Friends of Animals group, as well as a Los Angeles Zoo board member, who donated tens of thousands of dollars over the past several decades. In 2010, White founded a t-shirt line whose profits go to the Morris Animal Foundation, one of her most beloved charities. She was the oldest person to earn an Emmy nomination. In 2014, White earned an Emmy nod for Outstanding Host for a reality competition program for the senior citizen-centric prank show Betty White's Off, Their Rockers. She was 92. She wanted Robert Redford. The ever-quotable White once gave this cheeky confession, "My answer to anything under the sun, like what have you not done in the business that you've always wanted to do, is Robert Redford." Though she had more than 110 film and television credits on her filmography, White never worked with the Out of Africa star, who was 14 years her junior. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, don't forget to like it. If you have ideas for the next video, please post them in the comments.